Welcome back to Notes Edition, where I read notes off of my phone. Today's note is called Money, Tribe, Nature. There are three distinct layers to money: the surface layer, the adjacent layer, and the base layer. The surface layer, the layer we see, is money itself, or currency. We can instantly decide what something is worth in dollar terms and what price we'd be willing to pay for that product or service. We are very adept at being consumers. On the flip side, we value our time at a certain price. If we value our time too highly, no one will hire us, and we'll eventually go hungry until we lower the price on our time and effort. Most people subconsciously price their labor based on the going rate of their particular position and their expected monthly expenses. Within the layer we see, we often think, I need to find work that pays well enough to cover my wants and needs. The adjacent layer is trade or barter within a tribe or between tribes. There's a trade-off every time we make a purchase, an opportunity cost. We can trade things with people we know, we can trade our time and effort for dollars and trade those dollars for purchases. Barter is the precondition for trade. Both parties give up something of value for something else they value more. The assumption with barter is that both parties actually worked to earn the value they're offering within each trade, and that the trade is both consensual and mutually beneficial. Within the barter layer, negotiation is inherent and often plays a more active role than it does within the surface money layer, where market price might have more influence than haggling directly peer-to-peer. A system of barter assumes both parties are cooperative enough to forego violent coercion of value for the sake of making a peaceful, equitable exchange. The base layer is survival. It's where instinct, fear, and desire reside. And ultimately, it's what directs our actions both consciously and subconsciously. At the survival layer, we prioritize whichever strategy gives us the best chance to survive. When necessary, we survive through brute force. Typically, however, the optimal survival strategy involves the shelter of civilization, requiring us to employ barter over brute force for the sake of social acceptance and compatibility. We survive by tribe. We know we need to fit in with our friends or coworkers, and that we also need to be competent. We need to offer something valuable to the tribe. If we don't, we become outcasts. If we don't fit in, we are forced to survive nature and survive loneliness, both of which are nearly impossible for social creatures. Each of these layers is an abstraction of the layer below it. The barter layer is an abstraction of the survival layer, where we forego killing and stealing for negotiating and trading. Fairness for the sake of social relationships to survive the tribe, to collectively survive the elements. The money layer is an abstraction of the barter layer. We expedite commerce by streamlining barter into a universal language of value. The assumption is that we all work for money, so we all trust that we are participating in a fair exchange of value when we trade using money and currency. The abstraction of value into money is the glitch. When enough people believe money represents hard work or high value, money itself becomes a target for manipulation. The unspoken rule of the abstraction is as follows: work for money to earn value, to survive the tribe, to survive nature. In a fair and honest society, this social construct might have been equitable. In reality, the abstraction creates a disproportionate distribution of power. Now that value has been abstracted into money, institutions can simply print money while the rest of the tribe works for it. The people have yet to collectively identify and synthesize the three distinct layers of money, in order to recognize the effects of an unnatural system. Printing money takes advantage of these social assumptions that barter is mutually beneficial and that money constitutes a consensual barter where both parties offer up something of value backed by time and effort. Money as an abstraction of barter allows the person who prints to extract endless value from the person who works. When the abstraction of money is exposed, it usually results in a descent through the adjacent money layers. Countless revolutions throughout history have ended with the execution of bankers and various governing officials. People employ civility for as long as it ensures survival. And when that no longer works, they turn to barter and communal cooperation. And when that no longer works, they turn to brute force. When money is printed, it is, in a way, an act of covert violence. It siphons value without offering value in return, which mirrors the behaviors attributed to the base layer, deception and theft. The arbitrary inflation of the currency supply is choking out the working class. At some point, people crack under increasingly desperate conditions. They respond by either working harder to the point of exhaustion, giving up and becoming homeless, or turning to brute force. The easiest option is also the most daunting: to face the reality, dissect the 3 layers of money, and create a subsequent strategy to survive money, tribe, and nature. And that's today's note.